Hello and good evening. Hope that you're fine. So I've decided to make this video for the purposes of explaining what are Python modules. So basically, Python modules are files containing Python codes that actually define the functions, variables, and classes that are reused in other Python scripts. So basically, the modules help in terms of organizing the code and promoting the code reusability. So let's get to look at the guide. So I'm just having a folder here called the modules. So I'll just open it in my Visual Studio Code. Yeah, so let me just open it in the terminal. Then of course I'll just do code to open that particular folder or directory in my Visual Studio Code. So I'll be explaining to you how can we be able to create modules. Yeah, so how can we create modules? So to create a module in Python, you create a Python file which basically would have the extension .py. So that's how you create a module in, in Python. So for example, let's say that I'm creating a module here. I'm just giving a file and I'm naming my particular module. Let me name it my module.py. Yeah, so that's actually a module that I'm creating. So let me say that in this module, my module, my module. So let me say that in this particular module, remember that I've actually named it my module.py. Yeah, I've actually named it as a .py. So I'm giving maybe a particular function, like let me say, I'm just giving an example. So I'll just define a function, a variable. So define a function variable. So I'm just defining a function variable, like let me say a function to greet someone. So def greet, then this particular function is supposed to take in the name of someone. Then whatever is contained in my function, I'll just give print for me the particular. So let me give it in a f string hello, and then give me the name that basically was passed. Yeah, so name. Yeah, in that manner. So that of course, anytime when I give a particular name, like maybe Desmond, it will just be able to say hello Desmond. Yeah. Then that is the particular that I have in my module. So let me save this particular module. So this module, how can I be able to import it? Yeah, in other modules. So if I want to basically use it in another Python file, let me say I want to use it in a new file. Let me call my file. Um, let me call my file like main. Yeah, .py. So in this main.py, I can be able to use this function that I actually declared on this other end in this particular file. How can I do that? I'll first of all have to import the function, the module that I created. So import the module. My module, I named it as my module. So I'm importing my module. Yeah. So I don't give the .py extension because that actually was just to define that that is actually a Python script, yeah, or a Python file. So I'm just giving the name of the file, import my module. So in this particular module, I can be able to use the functions that are basically in the module. Remember that this particular module, it had got a function called greet, yeah, so I can be able to use that function greet. How can I be able to use it in my main script? I can be able to use it in this manner. I'll just say my module dot, so I call the function dot greet. Yeah, so I call the function dot greet. Then my dot greet, my greet function was taking the parameter was actually given as a name. So I'll give the argument of a name of someone. Let me say like maybe Desmond. Yeah, let me say Desmond in that manner. So when basically what happens here when I try to run, yeah, this particular when I try to run this particular file, it will be able to print for me whatever was contained here, like hello Desmond. Yeah. So let me run that so that let me just save this. Let me run that. So let me run the main script. So when I run the main script, you can be able to see it prints for me hello Desmond. So let's get to look at it also in the Jupyter notebook. So let me just open a Jupyter notebook. Yes, so of course, the same thing would also happen in the Jupyter notebook. I can be able to use remember that this is actually in the same directory that I'm working on. So how can I be able to do that? Remember, I'm using the same directory. So I can be able to create here a new notebook. Let me call my notebook, let me not even give the name. So I can be able to create a new notebook here. And in this notebook, I can now be able to import the module. Yeah, then of course I can be able to also use the module. Let me import the module. Import my module. Yeah, so import my module. So after importing my module, I can be able to now go ahead and say my module dot greet. Then I give the function, I give the argument like Desmond or num. Yeah. So when I run this, you can be able to see it gives me hello Desmond or num in that manner. Ensure that the module that actually you're using is actually in the same directory so that of course you don't run into errors when you are actually running your code. So ensure that they're actually in the same directory. So that's how you can be able to get started with modules in that manner. So thank you for that.